All right, this video for ICS3U is on rounding numbers in Python. So rounding numbers, here's the syntax. We're going to state the variable name, whatever we want to call the variable, and set it equal to, and we'll use the round function that's built into Python. And there's two parameters that it takes in. Wherever you see the pointed braces, that means that you'll have to substitute it with either a value or a variable. So let's see, name of the variable to round, and finally the number of decimal places you'd like to round it to, and then an end bracket. So this will round the number to the number of decimal places specified and store it in the variable on the left side of the equal sign. So I'll do an example now. I'll go into Visual Studio Code and make sure you can see my screen. VS Code. Create a new file. And I'm following with, I'm doing the same example that's in the document. So it'll be called rounding.py. So rounding.py, we want to, rounding.py. I'm going to give a number 15.23 and round it to the nearest whole number. So round whole is my new variable name. I'm going to set it equal to, and here's my round command. So here's the whole point of it, round and just num. Let's print round whole to see if it works. And when we run it, we see we get 15. So it rounds down to 15. How about rounding to, so this is rounding to the nearest whole number. How about rounding to 1 decimal place? So we're going to say round decimal. That's just the choice that I made for my variable name. You could have called it anything on the left side of the equal sign. Equal to round num comma 1. And we'll print round decimal. And when we do that, we should get 15.2. Yeah, 15.2. If we change this number to something like 15.239, the first one's still 15. Oh, it's still 15.2. What if we change this to 15.59? 15.259. So now we're getting 15.3 in our second print statement. So that's how we round in Python, and I'm going to combine this with random integers as well. So we're going to see random integers because this would be a very short video otherwise. So random integers, we want to import the random library. Here's how we do it. We're going to have the line import random, and new value equals, new value is the name of our variable that we'd like to use to have the new random value. And we'll say from the random library or from the random class, random, access the randint method or the randint function. Okay. And I just realized that you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go back to browser and make sure that you can see my browser. There we go. So sorry for the confusion. So random integers. We're going to import the random library, and the new value is going to be set to from the random. So random.randint. This is the structure that you'll see more and more often. So because we imported the random library or the random class, we're now able to use this in our program. So we're saying access the random library or the random class. And from there, the dot says access something inside of there called randint. So randint is a command that's only inside the random library, only available if you import random. And you can say where you want to start the random value from and where you want to end it from. So if you want to generate a number between 0 and 10, you'll put 0 for start and 10 for end. So as it says, this will store a random value between the endpoints, including the endpoints. But just don't forget to import the random library. And a really important message here that I put in bold, don't save your project as random.py, because if you do, the random library will no longer be available to you. Whenever you import random, Python first searches in your local directory, in your local folder, for a file called random.py. So if one is saved there, it will get all the instructions from the random library from your file that you made. So once again, don't call it random.py. We can call it random test. So I'm going to go now and make sure you can see this in Visual Studio Code. So here's my Visual Studio Code. I'll make a new project. Random, don't call it random.py. So random test.py. And we're going to import random. And then we'll say new number equals new num equals random.randint 0, 10. And random.randint 0, 10. Press enter. And if we print new num, you'll see that the value is between 0 and 10. And we don't know what it's going to be. It was 0 that time. This time, and it's 0 again. And I keep getting 0. I'm just going to pause for a moment. I had a strange thing happen where I kept randomizing 0 for me. But as you can see, here, I'm just going to go back to what we had, and I'll show you, prove to you that it isn't always 0. This is the program we had. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a for loop. For C in range, bracket 0 to 10. That's going to loop around 10 times. That's all it's going to do. And I'm going to take these lines 3 and 4. I'm going to hold my shift key down at the beginning of line 3, press the down arrow twice to highlight everything, press tab, and that should tab it in. Now when I run it, it will randomize 10 different numbers and print them on the screen. You can see they're all different, and they're all in the, well, they could be different, they might not be. It's like rolling a 10-sided die. You don't know what you're going to get each time. I got 10 a few times. I got 6, 0, 7, 4. If I do it again, I'll get something different. But they're all, every value is in the range 0 to 10. So that's random integers. There's also random doubles. But that we're only going to look at random integers today. We'll see random doubles later on. So that's it. Now you can do the exercises that are posted below. Okay, see you next time.